Hello and welcome to KJC eSports Updraft Week 3. It's been a while. My name is Gen and I'm here with Datum. We are your shoutcasters for this grand final Zone 8 versus Team Ally.
Fine Thursday to everyone and to you, my friend. Again, super excited to be here. Of course, it's been a while since we've had a grand finals, 2 weeks, and now we're back with Ally and Zone 8. I wouldn't have had it any other way because one of our teams, well, had such an explosive run on the quarter and the semifinals. Well, both of them for that matter. But man, I gotta just give highlight to how Ally got to this point. Every single time, it's the judge play. But now, I would expect things to be just a little bit harder against Zone 8 because this is the grand finals and we are going into Icebox for the first map. We've yet to see Ally play in Icebox in the quarters and in the semis. They didn't really go in Icebox, but now they're being forced to by Zone 8. Thoughts on this, Gen?
Yeah, Zone 8 did play Icebox yesterday and they had a raise of their own. Of course, the raise is someone we do look forward to coming up from Ray 4C, the man who's been blast packing out of his mind from Team Ally. So I'm excited to see if they will opt for a raise to fight against them for Pano 4 side on the Zone 8 team. So Icebox looking like it might be a Zone 8 game, but we haven't seen Team Ally work on this yet anyway.
Yeah, Owen gonna have to be forced to play that Viper unless Ally is willing to compensate on the Viper walls being gone by the Omen place of Owen. But I would expect that to happen particularly soon. But, as long as you're a controller, you can still play a judge, which is what I'm expecting Owen and Ray 4C to do in this map anyway. I mean, of course, it is a grand finals. It is a best of three. So both of our teams, they have a bit of leeway to work with, but they've got everything to lose in tonight's series.
Yeah, Zone 8 versus Team Ally. It is our grand finals. What a close game did Zone 8 have yesterday in their own semifinals against Kyodai. Pushing up to 9-3. Every first half was a 9-3. And although the team who got the 9 advantage were able to finish up and clean up the rounds all anytime anyway. So no 9-3 curses so far, but maybe we might see them here in our grand.
Yeah, before we head off into the game, though, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about our sponsors. Updraft is, of course, co organized with Cyberport, the go to creative digital community with a cluster of technology and digital content tenants in Hong Kong. And, of course, it is sponsored by Vertigear, the top gamer chair brand trusted by many esports teams. Long hour, no back pain, comfortable chairs for home, office, and gaming. Get yours now at vertigear.com. And, of course, we do have an ongoing giveaway sponsored by Coda Shop. Purchase app and game credits for or vouchers online and choose from the most convenient payment methods in the Philippines. With Coda Shop, you have instant and guaranteed delivery. And speaking of giveaway again, do tell our viewers how they can get in the giveaway.
Oh yeah, exclamation point giveaway, and the link will be there on the chat. There are 3 giveaways we are having. 5 people gets a chance for $20 worth of Valorant points, and one lucky winner will receive 100 USD worth of Valorant points. And then that's not all. There is one more that we have, a very big one for all those in Singapore and Brunei, the one and only Vertigear gaming chair.
Absolutely. It's a chance to win a free Vertigo chair. So what are you waiting for? If you're from those places, Singapore/Brunei, make sure to join. And now, back to the matter at hand. Again, we are about to start, sir. We are starting with the agent select screen. What do you expect to come out from both of our teams here?
Yep, like I mentioned earlier, I'm curious to see if Zone 8 will finally play with the Jet instead this time around. Or maybe they'll pick up a new agent. You never know, but it looks like Pano 4 looking like to be hovering over that race. So we might see that race play from Pano 4. And of course, Ray 4C from Team Ally will play that race. So maybe this time around, we'll see some flying raises, blast packing all across the map. You know, Icebox is very lateral. There are a lot of cliffs and mountains that Rays can always hop over to.
Yeah, I really love playing their comforts, both of our teams here. Dev, though, going seemingly for that jet, so it seems like we're gonna have a double duelist so far for the defenders. That is Ally. Attackers, different story. They've already figured what they want. We've got a raise and a jet combo and a chamber to top it off. So a lot of aggressive tools right now for Zone 8. Bagging on just the Viper for that defense and of course the trademarks of the chamber. But of course I would consider chamber to be more of an aggressive agent than a
Mm.
defensive one. But of course, he's still a sentinel, so we gotta give him that
Choose your
credit.
agent.
But so far, the only difference we're seeing is that Wooden Tesla will be hovering up that Sage. So just a difference in sentinels, but both teams still putting a lot of confidence on their raises.
Yeah, I like the pick coming out from our defenders, Team Ally. Picking up that Sage will make it a lot easier to set up spike plants on their attacking side. And with the slow orbs as well to slow down Pano 4, the Rays on the other side with their pushes. Pano 4 did have a lot of trouble fighting off against Kyodai yesterday with the Sage slows and even the trademarks from the chamber as well. But this time around, there won't be a chamber to stop Pano 4 on his track, trying to get up onto the side. So that's an interesting pickup for our defenders team Ally to go for the Sage instead of a Chamber, despite starting off on the defender's side.
I believe this is the first time we're seeing Wooden Tesla on the Sage as well. Typically, Wooden Tesla, as I mentioned, either goes for a chamber or a cipher, which does a magnificent job at using the cipher to defend those, or rather lock down those sites all on their own. But Wooden Tesla, this is a nice change of pace being on that Sage. Of course, allows him to be a little bit more aggressive, as we've seen a couple of or a lot of battle sages in the past. But this time around, I would expect Sage or Wooden Tesla to play a little bit more safely, knowing that well they do need that for that defense, and they are starting off on the defensive side. Doesn't necessarily need to push up, but we know how Ally plays. I'm almost sure that at a certain round they're gonna do just that.
Yeah, looking like Zone 8 will be pushing up the tempo here on this A side. We do know that all of their members are sharpshooters of their own, especially DJ Fisher on that Viper. Despite being just a Viper, the man from behind controlling the sides, he still got the shot
What?
as well. Looking like to be pushing it up here. The Aljo and the recon ball has been used up. This will be the spike flash to the post-flash situation for Team Ally.
Oh, Dev, good
Is
for
it?
2.
Spike down
Beautiful lineup.
One enemy
Stopping the
remaining.
defuse from happening, and now it's all down to Tim Tam Spam. Hasn't even made his way through into sight as of yet. Just hoping to be that backup in the post plan, but unfortunately, beautiful lineup from BS stops that from happening. Rape 4C quick to capitalize on the 2v1. Right click on the classic. Tim Tam is down 1-0 Ally.
This is insane. Zone 8 picked up this map, Icebox. We have yet to see Team Ally play on it. And what a combination of utility that we just witnessed there. Team Ally, they gave away the A site, but they had every single utility to counter off the plant from ever even happening. What a beautiful play of Valorant we're seeing here tonight, Data.
Yeah, and a part of it is because Dev just was unstoppable in backside. Picking up that frag and not letting Zone 8 push up and take control of that area means that, well, essentially, they've had a foothold the entire time on that round. Of course, it was anchored by Dev in backside. It paved the way for the rotation to come through, and now they have the Spectres. Owen pushing up. And Watermelon's down for their count. Gonna pick up that orb for another kill, and Owen just goes massive in round number 2.
Yep, and already Team Ally, we know and we love them for it. They've been rushing every single time ever since, and they're still doing it till now. Owen now left on 22 HP. Got the knife foul, so DJ Fisher will be able to shut him down. The spikes planted in, not planted, but all the way in no man's land. So it looks like good old DJ Fisher does get the upgrade, the Spectre. This man's aim is not to be faltered with, so be careful when you get into his crosshair.
Yes, he's hunting. He's looking for that looming Viper. He hears the footstep, but I'm not sure that he knows where he's gonna come from. From behind. ZVS, gotta be careful right here. Fortunately, is watching a pretty decent angle compared, considering that DJ Fisher is right behind him. Toxin screen will give him a bit of a signal as to where Fisher is. Wooden Tesla will be there to find his head 2-0. Now, that's a little bit of damage from Zone 8, picking up 2 against Ally. But again, the aggression from Owen and the rest of Team Ally, just beautiful.
Yeah, and perfect as well, because for Team Ally, 3 of their members were on like the semi-save. Like they didn't even have to force up any of their Spectres. They had Sheriffs and the full shields. That's all they needed, and that's all they had to use as well. 2-0 now on the board. Team Ally in the lead. Zone 8, they need to pick up the pace or try to shut down the counter that Team Ally has been giving to them.
Don't need to think, looking for another quick push right here, which is a bit of a double-edged sword because, one, that gives him a bit of leeway in terms of tempo. It means they will be taking control of it, but also means that they can be flanked from behind. Watermelon, though, pressing the issue already. Dev, this time around, won't have the defense down in back sight. Watermelon's quick to claim it. There goes another lineup from BS. This time around, though, the read is there from DJ Fisher.
Yeah, there we go.
Spike planted.
VS though does get a nice chance to poke him. Watermelon hiding right under the rafters. Only gets where
One
he foresees.
enemy remaining.
VS goes ham with a 3K already. Only one member left, and that's Spam Wham! Holding angle over at Pipes, but Tesla has got the angle on him. They will be able to finish him off, and that's the bonus round 1 for Team Alay. What a play coming out from these two teams so far. They've been trying out A side. Looking like A side is a very difficult side to take here for Zone 8 because of just the amount of utilities and abilities. The paint shells, the shock darts, the toxin, just countering the spike plant, unable, making it very hard compared to Team Alay. Of course, if you have that Sage to barrier orb up to try and give you some cover for that plant, it's something that Zone 8 does not have, so they have to sacrifice a lot just to try and get on that site.
Yeah, VS was huge in that round. The shock dart didn't really find its mark on the spike plant because DJ Fisher was expecting it this time, but went huge with the Spectre no less, picking up a 3K. Forces another eco out of Zone 8, which means that have a huge firepower deficit now. But of course, I would expect him to go for that default, considering how often Owen goes for that push. Some around though, doesn't want to give away those upgrades. And of course, does have the Viper Spit as well. Team Tam, all the ready for this push that's about to happen in B lane. Gotta be careful. He puts down the wall and he takes down Watermelon. The next one in his crosshairs, potentially Team Tam. Now he's pushing up in garage, and again he finds his mark mid though. Pan! What a shot on just the Sheriff. Gotta be careful of that screen's angle. He's ready for it. Chucks that page with a 1v1 against Ray, but beautiful boom one.
Last player standing.
So much aggression coming out from Team Alay. Made it a little shaky there from the start, but finally they are recuperating, and now it's all down to GJ Fisher. Side of Zone 8 does spot Owen, but Owen's got the Vandal. The gun advantage will be able to automatically take him out. 4-0 now on the board. That was just Zone 8's half pot. They only got 2 out of Team Alay's members. Timeout already started very early on here, coming out from our defenders, not to mention. So this is a very interesting timeout coming out from them. Maybe it's time for them to buy up and maybe not push too much because Zone 8 is starting to get a feel of how Team Alay is playing.
Yeah, very, very curious that Team Alay actually went for that timeout. But it seems like it's actually a technical cause right here. But while we're having a break, folks, for those of you who don't know, especially for the free agents out there for Valorant, we just launched our free agent platform at gg.kjcesports.com. That's right. We have a platform now that's going to help free agents get in touch with organizations and companies who are looking to recruit. So again, that's at gg.kjcesports.com. And we are expanding the platform in the future to accompany such organizations and even support staff such as managers and coaches and analysts and potentially even casters. But for now, of course, the priority is the players, and those are free agents. So make sure to check that out. Again, gg.kjcesports.com.
Might as well. Special thanks to our co-organizer as well, Cyberport. Cyberport, this event would have been made possible without them. All right, let's get back to this game. Oh, for all of you who do not know, since chat is on the rampage here right now, VS is Forsaken's brother. So this is a very interesting fight so far from both these teams right now. Looking like a big push coming out from Zone on B side as well. Immediately, Owen pulls out the Viper's Pit. We know how he loves playing inside his smokes as Omen in the dark cover. Let's see how much games he can play with his playground in the green marshmallow as Watermelon. Ooh, Updraft's up, takes Wood and Tesla out as well, coming up from the B side. They are getting boxed in little by little as Team Alay has gotten so much map control.
No judge this time for Owen, but making the Vandal work really, really well. Everyone pushing up from Alay from all sides of the map. It seems like they're undeterred by Wood and Tesla falling right there in B. But they're holding such aggressive angles. Zone 8, they might not be prepared for this. Watermelon, though, he's got to find that space with the Blade Storm. Of course, I believe it doesn't have one Updraft anymore, but does have the dash still. Dev! Good for the opening refrag against Pano 4. They're left on a 4-on-4 here.
Yeah, Dev might get scanned by the Recon Ball. He is hiding behind the corner. Watermelon might spot his angle. Will Dev be it? The man to react, but Watermelon is the one who flicks through. Ray 4C now left along the side, has to pull out the page cells. Because of that, Team Time Spam Lamb immediately takes him out.
30
It is
seconds
VS
left.
from the behind. He knows the chamber. Teleports are here. Team Time Spam Lamb knows there's someone in the lurk. It is now on the other side.
Revealing
Owen
area.
pushing up the Vanguard as well. This looks like it's going to be a round for Zone.
Absolutely.
Last
2-on-4
player
for Owen.
standing.
Oh, didn't even inch forward against Watermelon. Just an absolute turret in that area. And VS now gonna have to press the issue against two members, but Tim Tam just better with the swing. That's the first round on the board for Zone 8. Really methodic on that one. And it's despite playing against that Viper Spit, Owen didn't really find any value out of that. Instead, it's Watermelon who does. Uses that Marshmallow quite creatively as he heads above and takes care of Wooden Tesla. That shook the foundation of Alay a little bit, which meant that they were at a bit of a pressure point, even though they picked up the refrag. But it's nonetheless, they're still ahead, and their bank still good enough for the buy.
Now, Dev, although not buying up any of the rifles, does have the Blade Storm to play of his own. Maybe it's time for him to pick up the blade. Ray 4C very early on, close up here. Oh, only gets one. Immediately gets traded out by Pano 4. He knows he's a raise as well. He's not going to give away to the remaining members
down,
of Team
attacker
Alay.
spawn.
Again, look at the positioning from Alay.
So aggressive, and I love this so
One
much.
enemy
Dev.
remaining.
Oh! What a shot with the blade. Panel 4 shuts it down. Look for the 3K, and he finds it. But actually, Wooden Tesla with that barrier orb. Oh, showstopper! Does it get the
Last
shot
player
off? Yes, it
standing.
does. Panel 4 now looking for the ace as he picks up the fourth. But
I have the
yes,
spike.
angle at his favor, but this ball actually working out. Not in his favor, but instead, Panel 4 gets the ace and saves the round from falling apart. Zone 8 shuts down the aggression from Alay.
And 0-4, the MVP of that round, goes big and trades away despite his his teammates losing their life one by one. He was there for the trade every single time, getting a double as well to top it off. And 0-4, what a play from him. 5K for that round. That puts him up. That
Let's make him
even
dance.
was able to pull out the showstopper very early on as well because of those frags. Now let's see how Team
You want
Alay
to
will
play?
respond to this.
Let's play.
Oh, Ray 4C!
Shotgun's coming out, and Ray 4C with the Bucky. Again, whenever it comes to those points
enemy
where
mark.
they're behind, you can always bank on either Ray 4C or Owen forcing up that judge. Or in this case, that Bucky picks up the first frag. But fortunately for Zone 8, they won't be getting those upgrades anytime soon as they inch forward in A site.
Team Time Spam Lamb does have the tour de force, so it's a little scary for them to push up here. Oh, Viper Spit. This is the first time we're seeing Zone 8 finally get their Viper Spit on the ready here. But look at this, how much VS is slowing down this plant. 1 minute left on the clock. They have all the time they have. Gets the tag on DJ Fisher as well. But finally, the plant will come through. The remaining members of Team Alay are here. But remember, this is just their eco round. Although Owen does have a hero buy, he still has money to buy up this next round anyway. So let's see if they can find some damage with this Vandal.
Oh, Recon spotting out with his stop that push. Dev reveals his position, putting his foot inside that marshmallow. Oh, wow. Already in it. He finds one. Looks for the Viper. He does get it as well. 2-on-1 now. And Tim doesn't offer anything up. It has resistance. And how? They turned it around again. And they secure the round off of the 50.
What is going on in our matches? Every time I'm with you, Datum, and it's a grand final, something weird happens in these games. They win the Thrifty, they get a comeback, they recuperate. What is happening here? Ray 4C, what a play from him. Guess what? He has his showstopper on the ready. It's time to watch this man fly.
Again, of course. He did fly earlier with just a Bucky, so I'd expect the same out of the showstopper. Raze did get some love from the devs, right? The fix where or the bug rather, where Raze takes a lot of time to pull out those guns after the blast pack has already been fixed up. But Ray, oh no, he gets spotted out by the recon bolt. So this time, no super aggressive shenanigans, but too early to say. Maybe he still go for it.
Yeah. Zone 8 knows he's got the showstopper on the ready. They have backed away from their push before they even started it. And with that recon ball, they now know that A side, that is where Ray 4C is playing. So they're looking like they will be hunting these picks down. They know Owen is always playing close up in this B side. It's team time spam, waiting for the toxic screen to come down. There it is. It's coming down. Looks like he tries to push up a little bit. Let's see if he can find any more info. He spots Owen's shoulder. Immediately rendezvous out.
See from up above the screen.
Go get him.
Does spot out Pan for a little bit of quick damage. Activates the
we go.
showstopper, but doesn't make the blast back work. But improvisation does find it against Poker.
It's a lot.
Beaks out against 3 looming members of Zone 8. Now down to 4 on 4. As Ace side is a war zone, but no one's pushing up. Bano 4 picks one up with the nades, and now he's gonna have to capitalize on that. 2 members from behind.
30 seconds left.
They can't push up right now because of the wall from right beside them. VS, Edward, and Tesla, there. It's a firing range right now. 2 versus 4 now. 1 versus 4. VS all alone as he finds one before falling. Now it's all down to Owen to secure this round. He won't be able to against DJ Fisher. 5-3. And slowly, Zone 8, they're inching back forward.
Yeah, 5-3 is the score, closing out that gap. Zone 8 on their attacker's side, trying to get more action in, especially since now that Team Alay will be looking at a very awkward buy coming up to this next round. VS does have enough to force it up for that Vandal full shields, but the rest of his team is not looking that good. At least for AFC, Owen and Wood and Tesla, so they might just opt for a half buy coming up this next one. So Zone 8 should be able to secure this if they play their cards right. They know Ray 4C have already used up that showstopper, so there should be not any more aggression coming out from them.
Again with the should be's and must nots here again, but so far things that are panning out as they're supposed to. As the first frag, of course, finds its way in the hands of Zone 8. Dev with the hero buy this time, not Owen, who does have the Viper Spit, who had the Viper Spit available, but it's with Tesla pushing up down in mid, just a ghost to work with. Backing off of that poison cloud, Dev in B site with a very good read actually. So this could be a massive play right here with the biggest gun in their entire team if Dev finds his marks.
He's got the big here. He spots the head, takes it out. DJ Fisher's down. He still has a tailwind to get out of there if he opts, but he's looking for more. He sees the gun barrel come out for Watermelon as well. That's an easy frag as well. Team Test Spam. That's getting ready for his C out. Dev with a quick tailwind dash out, but Pokeface has the weapon out, so he'll be able to respond to him. Wooden Tesla will be walking right under Team Time Spam. Blam here gets behind him, gets the easy double headshot. That's the resurrection up as well. He could resurrect his friend if we're in the middle side if they want to try and go for this round.
They had the Hunter's Fury available.
Spike planted.
So all they have to do is play this retake very safely. But now, Wooden Tesla and VS, they're pushing up. Poker Face down to 8 health. They got no clue that he got hit by the shock dart. It means that they don't know that he's 1 health right now.
Enemy remaining.
He's doing a lot of damage. But VS, all it takes is 1 shot. Even a wall bang at that, and he gets it. 6-3, another thrifty here again.
Another 50 half by. Big perks to Dev and Wooden Tesla getting the timing right, getting the resurrection as well. What a play coming out from Team Alay right now. Just getting so much advantage out of Zone 8's map pick. Zone 8, they still have the money to buy up this next one. They are slowly adapting to Team Alay's plays, but when it comes down to that wire, it's getting a lot harder to predict what Team Alay is going to do.
Absolutely. They push up well, not every time. Almost every time. Wooden Tesla earlier did go for the Poison Cloud play. But just the Ghost still able to make it happen in the grand scheme of things because he didn't die off of that push. Got to get off, got the kill. And now they're pushing up A main. Dev is the one to pick up Bano 4 as he goes for another satchel in position. Ray 4C gets another beautiful shot down to 30 health. Still blast packing up and about. Finally gonna get taken down by Water.
1 enemy remaining.
Wow. What a Tesla quick to back him up. Poker Ray Face an island right now. 1 versus 3. And everyone's pushing up against him from the CT side and A main. There's just nowhere for Poker Ray Face to go. Team Alay, they punish immediately. I think it's another eco coming out from Zone 8, which is why they're gonna call for this timeout.
Yeah, Wooden Tesla even using up the barrier to boost him up on top of Bell to try to take out the remaining member, Poker A-Face. Here we go, timeout now starting for Zone 8. They have lost 2 rounds. They have given away 2 thrifty rounds to Team Alay already. There's a much needed timeout to gather up their thoughts and ideas here. What is Team Alay doing? They need to counter that because there's only 2 rounds left and they're on probably a half buy coming up this next one.
Perhaps 7-3. They're 4 rounds behind. If they go for the force buy, they're banking on the 7-5 scoreline right here. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they should actually do that. Perhaps they could just go for the sheriffs and wait for everyone to push, honestly, from
Yeah,
Alay, because you can almost always count on them pushing, unless it's pivotal rounds like these, which of course Alay have been very, very consistent at reading just what their opponents are going to do. Zone 8, well, going for the sheriff's play instead.
They do have ultimates on the ready. Waterman's got the Bladestorm, and Pano 4 is 1 away for his Showstopper. They can make sure that they take out the 2 duelists from the other side, which is Dev and Ray 4C, because they've got their own ultimates on the ready. They should assume that Owen will be popping that Viper Split very soon as well, just to secure things out. So let's see if Zone 8 can play it well, get the timing right, and try to shut them down.
Both blades being activated here. Tim actually looking for any stragglers down in B main, hoping that Owen will push this up, but unknowing that Dev is the one who does. Gives away the sound cue, actually. So they might be expecting this push from happening. Dev backs on now. Pretty good idea right there.
And now they've got some cover from the Toxic Screen. Zone 8 playing very slowly. Watermelon takes Owen down. A little too antsy on that push. And now Dev is left alone on this side. He hears their shot as well. He tries to save that Phantom, but there's nothing more he can get. Oh, the Blaze Storms did not connect, but finally the Classics come out. And it's Watermelon who gets the advantage. And a free upgrade as well going into DJ Fisher's side. So they will be able to secure this side soon. Of course, they got to be careful. VS is still here, lurking around the corner. There it is.
Spike
The
down.
shock darts, the lineup happens on Watermelon DJ Fisher as well. Spikes left alone in the middle. This might be a round still for Team Alay on Troll, Poker Face, and
Last
Tim
player
Tam Spam
standing.
Lamb do trade each other out, but it's Ray 4C left alone. What a flight coming out from this man with the combination of the paint shell as well. It's going to be 8-3 now on the scoreboard,
Last
still in favor of
round in
Team
the
Alay.
half.
Nice try though for Zone 8.
The projectiles from VS and Ray 4C for that matter. And what was that mini anime battle we got right there? And the movement's just insane from both Dev and Watermelon, which is why neither of them hit the shots at the end of the day. It's Watermelon who does finally secure it with the classic. And of course, I mean, you gotta mention VS on that double shock dart kill. I mean, they weren't expecting it. You gotta question that. Zone 8, I mean, at this point, you gotta know that VS has gotta line up and prepared. So you can't just plant on the defaults.
Oh, here we go.
So you can't get put 2 people right there. Showstopper from Ray actually doesn't find anything, but he's still pushing up. He picks one up before going down. Ray 4C, how does he do it every time?
Yeah, wouldn't Tesla pick up the ultimate orb as well? All needs is one more frag to get that resurrection of VS. Playing out the Hounddome, looking for more of these members here. Does spot one. Does not spot the one close by. Intense Spam Lamb could possibly run through this. He does. Ooh, but the box, the new update from Icebox. VS getting a nice frag on that Hunter Sphere. Intense Spam Lamb now in the lurk behind enemy lines.
Oh, he's in kitchen. Nobody knows he's here. VS jumping up and about, but he's ready for it. He gets Tim Tam just in the nick of time. He pulls his gun out. And now we're now in a 3-on-2, despite Zone 8 starting off pretty beautifully.
Yeah, 10 times Spam Lamb. That lurk was everything for them to secure this round. They will be able to push up this A side though. Heals there, heals VS up, so they're looking very healthy on our defenders. Alay with a Tesla. Spots the angle. Not the shot just yet as well. DJ Fisher probably shuts him down, especially the shock dart distracting him. Here
30
comes
seconds
Wildlife
left.
World, but the shock darts might actually get him. Ooh, close up there.
One
Only gets
enemy
one.
remaining.
DJ Fisher getting cancelled out so many times during this plant.
One
How hard it
enemy
is for
remaining.
He's like, what was that shot from VS? The man was
Spike
running
planted.
and just flicked on that head. It's all down to DJ Fisher and VS now. 1 versus 1. He jumps on top of the green box, but DJ Fisher, it's his green marshmallow, it's his world. He finally finishes him off. 8-4 will be our first half.
Oh my
Switching
god.
sides.
What was that shot from VS? Almost gave me a heart attack there. Again, but Zone 8 finally able to stop that momentum from Team Allies. They at least take us into the 8-4 scoreline, but now, man oh man, it's Alay going up to the attacking side. So things are only gonna get more explosive for here on out for Dev, Ray 4C, And of course, VS as well. Look at VS. Just got the most frags in the entire game right now. And just because of the chalk darts and that one clippable shot right there.
Clip it.
Alay. Yeah. Clip it and ship it, you know?
Here we go. Zone 8 now on the defense. Look at the positioning from Zone 8. They've predicted where Team Alay were going to be pushing up, which is the A side. Look at the aggression. They're going to aggression to them. Red pushing close up into the air. Distracts Watermelon, but the rest of the team are here. They're not expecting so many members of Zone 8 here.
Spike
Poker
down
is getting
A.
2 before finally getting traded out by Dev. And now the action is happening. Owen even getting from behind, but Team Tasman is holding the corner, but Owen still gets the shot in. And now Zone 8 has to be careful from the backside as DJ Fish will be holding it, and he will hold it fine. They hold the line here on this A side, and now Team Alay down with 2 members left.
Div and VS though. 2 top fraggers from Alay, so you could just never count them out. Got a little bit of a footing right here in B side and the plant with plenty of time actually. In Zone 8, they don't have any info that VS is lurking from a mid. Just a classic to work with, but positioning it's all that matters. Of course, you can almost tell for certain that he has lined up to put them both out, but beautifully. But thankfully enough for Zone 8, Pano 4's got it
Last
covered for
player
his
standing.
teammate. As DJ Fisher picks up them. And Watermelon's got the lead on VS. A nasty shot on that Sheriff. Zone 8, they secured the pistol 5-8.
Yeah, 5-8. Slowly closing the gap again for Zone 8. Zone 8 has been on the back pedal ever since the start, but they are putting up a fight. And so far, we've already seen it. Looking like they've adapted already to the strats Team Alay have been making. Ray 4C just flying all over the map, and Zone 8 had to put 3 members on that lookout as well, immediately countering Ray 4C's play of the flight. So now, with that said, it will be looking like a 4-spy coming out from Team Alay on this second round, and you know you love it, Tatum. Ray 4C, you see his judge.
It's the first time actually that we're seeing Ray 4C's judged in this match. He did pull up the Bucky earlier, but now
Okay.
have to go all in on that automatic shotgun as Watermelon gets forced out by that recon dart. Ray 4C going in, going ham. Go! Activate the flashback, and there you go. Parading himself, flashback to safety. Poker A face. At least good for 1 kill before going down. Plant. The other things, post-plant is going to be a 4 versus 2 upgrades coming through for Alay.
And here we go. This is what we talked about earlier. Wooden Tesla on the stage. The wall is up and gives so much defense on an attacker's side. Panel 4 will be popping over. Owen spots it. Got the move about to try and close up the corner. But Dev does finally chop away from that corner. So we're alive with 31 HP left. Panel 4 gets the shot. Gets Owen down. Dev flying around. He won't be able to spot the back of Team Tasman. Panel 4 is there for the trade with little HP left. Anyway, 41 HP. Woo! Tesla with this stinger will finish him off. Team Alay was just insane with that push. Zone 8 were just scattered around. They did not know what to do. The speed, the tempo that Team Alay just created in that second half, they weren't expecting that forced buy.
Forced by Judge again, getting it going into the hands of Ray 4C. But of course, at this point, it's kind of expected already, to say the least. Zone 8. Of course, their bank is broken right after that. It's round number 3. And quite frankly, Team Alay's bank isn't built up as much as they hoped it would as of yet. And actually, the judge is a forced buy from Ray 4C. Because look, he's got literally 0 threats right now as they look to eye B side again. Back, beautiful play into Tim Tam's face, rather. Fan. The nasty shot of his own. Please to get the space. They need Dev going nuclear, but Spano 4 who picks up Judge. The judge from Ray 4C. But just not enough damage as it leaves Watermelon all alone. And of course, there's a Berry Orb against him as well.
Oh!
Owl Drone too. So everything working on against him. He goes to Tailwind into sight, and VS just shuts it down. No play for you this time. Watermelon 10-5. Allies on the double digits.
Yeah, only 2 more rounds for that match point. Unfortunately for Watermelon, there was nowhere that he could go to. There was a little chopper flying around that B side. He couldn't just enter up, so he tried to go for the other side, where he was met with Wooden Tesla as they ran right across each other through that gate side. So now, 10-5 is the score, as you've mentioned. It's going to be the bonus round. Finally, the bonus round. Very late bonus round here for Team Alay as Zone 8 on the big guns.
Get out of my
I'll
way!
give you one guess what Ray's gun is right now.
Spike dropped.
Two assault rifles in the hands of Alay. Bulldog for Owen. VS the only Vandal, but of course Dev's got that blade, blade storm to work with.
Oh, they hear it. Boom, boom, boom.
They're steering clear of the sort of tight angle, but it's Dev to capitalize on that situation. Ray for C again.
Party's
This is
over.
doing so consistently, and it's not traded by anything at all. There you go. Finally, Poke Ray down in mid.
Whoop.
Picked up Owen, but from defender side spawn, there's a judge looming, or the blades looming.
charges
And
left.
finally, Ray gets shut down.
Take
Dev
flight.
runs out of blades, but picks up the Vandal, so still at a
Enemy mark.
pretty good terms in terms of firepower. 10 to 5. 3 versus 2 here.
Yep, and only 1 HP left for Poker A face. As soon as Ray Forcey has jumped onto his face, Dev will be the man
One
who's getting on top
enemy
of his head
remaining.
as well. Just the tailwind in. Spot where Tim10 Spam Lamb is, but Tim10 Spam Lamb with the reaction. He heard the tailwind up. 10 bullets left in his Phantom. He has to reload it soon, but there's no more time left for this defuse. The lineups are set up. The crossfire is here. And Tesla doesn't even need it. Won't even wait for that shock that just pops out. Take him out with the Spectre. It's going to be the
Last
round again
player
for Team
standing.
Alay.
Oh.
Unfortunately for them, although it was just the bonus round, it was kind of sad that they lost the 2 rifles they could have saved.
Yeah. I mean, bank built up anyway. Well, despite actually forcing those buys, still have enough creds to pick up those assault rifles. Alay looking pretty set to claim match point as they force another eco against Zone 8. Showstopper available and Hunter's Fury though, so Zone 8 they might just commit in this round.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do. Panel 4 does have Showstopper. Remember, Ray 4C has his own as well. Looking like they will be leaving Watermelon, the man with the rifle, on this ace out with the rest of the team. So they push up this middle side. Bro went to spots 1, but Panel 4 with the
Spike
shots
down,
gets
attacker
2. Doesn't
spawn.
even have to use the Showstopper. Will get healed up by little from the DK. 31 HP left for them. It's a 3 versus 3 equalizers 4, but the amount of boxing in that is happening here. Dev flies up, avoids the Showstopper, and flies down again, avoids the paint shell. So
One
now it's still
enemy
2 versus
remaining.
3. Ray 4C catches 10 times Spam Lamb holding down the B green, but Panel 4 with another shot in. We've seen him taking the ace and save the round last time. Let's see if he can do it again.
Oh, 31 health though. And 2 members against him. It's Ray and VS as well, no less. So all it takes is a single shot from
Spike
either a Phantom
planted.
or a Vandal. And Pano, of course,
One
leads her out
enemy
for the
remaining.
cover. He gets Ray just through the crevice of that angle. It's VS. You know he's hunkering down for the lineup.
Deploying
Both
drone.
shock darts available, and the Al drone means that Pano 4 has got to push this up. Guess goes for the tap, but Recon both spots him out, so he knows that Pano 4 is not sticking this. Oh! Just an inch to the left, and Pano 4 could have been done for here. But he pushed up. Yes, just a better angle. 12 to 5, match point. Pano 4, not big of a hero for that round.
Unfortunately,
Match
that's
point.
it for them. Match point for Team Alay. This is the awkward part of playing in Icebox, the Icebox. So many lateral angles that you have to check, especially if you're the one who's going to be on top. You will be the one dominating as well. Wink, wink. 12-5 now in the scoreboard match point. And Zone 8 is now on the timeout as well. So they're going to have to be calling this, looking like they want to play the long game. They want to play to overtime. 7 perfect rounds is what they need. And finally, we see an operator in play.
We have to remember here again that Icebox is Zone 8's map. This is what they first picked against Team Alay, and you gotta question at that regard just how well the mental is faring up against this match for Zone 8, because they looked pretty confident picking this map, but it's such a dominating fashion so far in the way that Alay has been playing this map. 12 to 5. I mean, they forced Zone 8 7 rounds behind. And they're looking unstoppable now. 4-round consecutive win for them. And Zone 8, they're just looking... it's not the best look for them right now.
Yeah, although the timeout is there, maybe this is what will reset the momentum that Team Alay has been creating for them. Although, look at the frags. Look at the scoreboard right now. 21 frags onto Dev, the double digit. Pano 4 is there, slowly contesting towards it as he was getting his own aces and almost another one last round. But that's all they're going to get. This is Tim Tan Spam Lam's first time bringing out the operator. This might surprise Team Alay. But again, whenever you get an operator, you need to make sure it's holding the right angle.
So far, seems like not is a resounding answer
my
to
gosh,
that.
Dev.
The read is beautiful. And he spots out all 3 members pushing from mid. Good for 1 before he finally falls, but at least he does get the information onto Owen. Let's get that Viper's bit going. Ray 4C. This time, Owen jumping around, playing against that laser beam. Will be able to survive that as the option Tim Tam just not finding it smart, not finding anything at all. Down to a 2-on-2 though, was Watermelon Poker Face. Good for one apiece. VS shuts down that lurking Jet, and now it's all down to Poker Ray Face on this 1 versus 2 to save the game for Zone 8. But it's fine for Spitz to watch out for, and the lineup from VS is available as well. On top of the Hunter's Fury, so much time is being bought by these Owen, and now Owen's spotted out. Poker Ray might even go for the knife here.
no.
What are you planning, Owen? No, don't do it. And VS will be able to secure the
Attackers
kill.
win.
Man, that looks pretty scary for a sec, but at the end of the day, Alay secured the first game in this grand final. And what a decisive match was that.
Yep, we finally see Owen holding a different controller. Like yesterday, they had an Icebox and he still played his signature Omen this time around. He did play on that Owen Viper, and the Shark Tank proved to be too difficult for Poker Face to try and shut down coming out that last round. Congratulations to Team Alay. They win the first map of this best of 3. Next one coming up will be Bind.
Yeah, next one will be Bind indeed. And again, if you're just tuning in, my name is Dave. I'm casting here today with Gen. This is the grand finals of week 3 of Updraft between Team Alay and Zone 8. See you guys again after the short break with game number 2. Welcome back, folks. You are still tuning in to Updraft week number 3 grand finals between Team Ally and Zone 8. It's still us, Gen, and Datum at your service on the commentator desk. And again, what a game number 1 that was. Team Ally, despite the pick of the map actually being in favor of Zone 8, Team Ally, they just won very, very decisively.
Yeah, it was very convincing the way they won there. So now coming into this next map, which is Bind, Team Allies map pick, Zone 8, they've got to push up to their limits here to try and beat them up over onto the map 3, where it's going to be on Haven. Of course it's Haven. This is Updraft.
Well, if we get to that point, that is. Right now, we're going into Bind, and it's Team Ally, which who picked it up. And I'm quite surprised, actually, that Team Ally did pick Bind going into the grand finals, because they did struggle a little bit in the semifinals going up against Estriel eSports. It was a pretty close game that almost took us into game number 3. Team Ally, of course, were able to secure it at the end of the day. But of course, it's Bind. It's one of those small maps where you can use Judge and Buckies and shotguns, and of course, Owen. Well, can play that signature Omen. Looking at the agent select, very, very happy to pick that Omen up.
And of course, I'll make this guess. Tim Tam Spam Lamb, I think he'll be on the chamber, and I think Ray Force is gonna go on that race. What do you think?
No.
No, are you sure?
Actually,
No?
I think
No.
Ray is going to play Ray for C, right? So it
Uh-huh.
rhymes with Reina.
Yeah, the
So.
TikTok Rays, you know, he's the
Oh
TikTok
yeah,
Rays.
rhymes with Rays too. Okay, it kind of backfired on me. But here we go. Actually, an interesting change of pace. Dev going for the neon instead.
Didn't
So
they? Didn't they
not
use the neon last time? I believe so. Neon was picked up last time on Bind. The
Mm,
man was
yeah.
running around crazy
Yeah.
with the footwork.
Yeah.
Oh.
He did. Dev actually picked up the neon last time as well. So this is gonna be. It's gonna be explosive once more. Is all I can say about that for Ally. As we're almost pretty sure what the last pick
Yeah,
is going to
it's
be
a
right
little
here.
suspense.
Sage.
So there we go.
Actually, going in the way of Zone 8, and actually we have very, very different lineups here again.
That is true. Watermelon, Tim Tam Spam Lamb, of course, are always on their signature, as well as Poker Face. It's Pano 4 and Zenny who do change things up. Actually, there we go. Pano 4, you see him on the Sage now. So Sage is something they absolutely would have loved to have on Icebox. Now they're gonna have it on Bind, making it a lot easier for them to plant up their spike, especially since they are starting on the attacker's side. So this should be interesting to see, especially since there is a Brimstone in play. We all know and love him ever since he got updated with the Stim Beacon move speed. Plus, although Team Ally have played against a Brimstone on this map before, so they might be able to counter this off. All right.
I'm sorry right there, folks, but you can absolutely see right here the difference between the personalities of both of our teams in terms of the agent competition. That is very, very aggressive in the front here for the defensive side. That is Team Ally, as they do have the double duelist on top of the Omen. Well, we got wooden Tesla on the lurking Cypher. And on the flip side of things, you got Zone 8, a sort of reserved aggression right here, I would like to say, as they do have a lot of defensive tools on the double Sentinel. Well, they do have the Chamber. They only have a single duelist on top of that Brimstone, so very different playstyles for both of our teams. As Zone 8, they slow it down.
Yeah, look how slow they are playing. They know Team Ally loves to push it every single time. And this time around, they're just changing. They're trying to control the pace. They're waiting for Team Ally to make any sort of push. That's why they're so backed up and playing a very close default of poker. You don't know this, but ooh, you still gets the shot in. Owen does not connect the shorty. It was the first time he's going to showcase his skills here in Bind, but fortunately for him, Poker A-Face knows him. He's watched the VOD. He knows what happens when there's a dark smoke. Here we go. A push.
Plant coming through as well.
Oh no.
And
Oh, okay.
Close to plant.
Spike
Actually,
planted.
wooden Tesla
Right
trying to
here.
press the issue. Fortunately, doesn't get anything out of it. Good defense. A good backup right there from Zone 8. Actually, 3 members
One
down in
enemy
A
remaining.
short. Poker Rayface quick to shut down Ray 4C, and now the defense is crumbling already. So Flawless already to come through for Watermelon, getting that headshot. 1-0, Zone 8. Man, they're showing us their prowess right now on this attack.
Yep, they have adapted to how Team Ally has been playing ever since, and this time around, they've slowed down their pace, and they are in control of that pace. Not to mention the amount of shots that they are reacting towards you. It was a little scary that Panofor's wall wasn't able to cover both corners, that Wooden Tesla was able to pass through it, but they were ready for it anyway, thanks to the Sky Smokes cover as well. So all that does chime in for the whole composition of their team, and now let's see what kind of shenanigan that Team Ally will be doing. They hear him, Ray 4C blast back in, the shotgun, the Bucky is out.
Oh, Zenny. If he pushes this up, this is gonna prove very scary.
Molly.
And the molly will be there, but it doesn't get Ray 4C quite. That's gonna permit him off that upgrade, but Watermelon from behind, unaccounted for, and Ray again gets shut down. And I love this. Zone 8, they've done their homework on Vine. They saw how Alay plays this. Devs get shut down from the get-go as well. And now they're struggling on this defense. This time, it's Zone 8 taking control of the tempo here again.
Yeah, defense not looking good right now for Team Ally, despite this just being the eco round. And Owen as well, popping into Poker A face. Here comes VS with a shorty. Here's the Aljo. This is going to be a very unfortunate for him. He has to back away towards the Elon side. Actually spots the tailwind out. Waterman will be caught off guard, but the trades are there. So some damage for them, especially since they took out 2 members when Zone 8 only had 1 member on the save anyway. So there we go. That's going to be the bonus fund coming up this next one for Zone 8. Let's see if they can win it and try to bring home the chicken here all the way with the momentum. Or will Team Ally finally shut things down? Because Datum will absolutely love to mention this.
Ray Forces on the judge. Yay for me. Yeah, for me. But this is one of the things I was talking about earlier. Why I was kind of a question mark for me why Team Alay actually picked Bind. Because, like I said, they mentioned they struggled going up against Estriel, and a part of it is because Bind is a very, very default-heavy map, and
I'm out of here.
Ray and the rest of the gang, they're not fans of defaults, as evident by this play right here for them. Shutting down Poker Ray. Ray 4C not pushing up against the dark cover, but still has to judge at play. Never mind that, he does go for the push.
Spike down A.
And the spike is in control as well. Here comes the cover, the fast lane coming out from Dev to give maybe the upgrade, but no, Ray 4C will not be opting for that upgrade. He's going to stick with his nasty judge here with the play. It's Tim Time Spam Lamb and Pano 4 left alone now. They've got the crossfire that they can start up here. They can swing them down. Ray 4C not expecting him to be still holding that judge. Plays with Spectre a little bit and then goes back to that judge. There we go. Walls up as well to give Pano 4 the entry to get into this and try to throw that spike, but it's just not there.
Oh. What's there though is the 3K from the judge, of course. Ray 4C boosts himself to the top of the kill board, 4-2-0. Picks up the Vandal, but of course anything could happen in terms of firepower here for Ray. Could just toss that gun away onto his teammate Drev and then pick up that judge, which is exactly what happened now. Oh, and doubling down on the judge as well. I mean, who could have seen this coming? Not me.
Actually, Ray 4C sold his judge, requested for a Guardian to play, looking like that they're starting to play the mind games with Zone 8, because Zone 8, now they know that there's going to be rifles all across the board, and as you've mentioned, the default is the game in play for Zone 8. Let's see if the team of Team Ally will try to really slow things down. They're really hunkering down on their defense this time around. Not what you normally see from Team Ally, especially since that last semifinals last Tuesday, where they always push up despite being defenders.
This time they're not doing that. As you mentioned, we're playing a little bit more safely, and Ray, surprising change of decisions here, going for the Guardian. Instead, it's Owen who does have the judge down in A short, down in U-Hall. Quick touch up on the subject, by the way. Again, what do you call it? U-Hall or lamps?
I call it lamps. But it's
it's a U-Hall, right?
It's a U. It's technically not a hall because it's just a U and that's it. You know.
Okay.
If it was a hall, it would be longer. I'd agree. But it's just a U, so you know. Lamps.
But some people call it U-Haul because there's a truck next to it, so it's like hall with a U.
30
It's still a
seconds left.
U-Haul, but it's a hall with a... Anyway, the judge this time around. Down to 10 health, doesn't find anything quite out of it. And Ray 4C gets shut down. And Watermelon just so aggressive on the tailwind, wouldn't just go down in elbow. Doesn't find anything either.
Blocking sight.
Defense once more struggles for Team Alay as they're gonna have to opt for the retake right here. With Owen just holding a judge as well. Thankfully enough, does have some dark covers or a singular dark cover to help them out. Gets the upgrade.
Here.
He's backing on now. They're gonna go for the save here.
Yeah, looking like it's going to be safe. It's 5 members alive. It's going to be a flawless round for Zone 8 unless they lose a few players on this hunt. But I don't think they will be going for the hunt at all anyway because this is their first buy round, so they don't have a bank to play with yet. So they would love to pretty much save up every single rifle here coming up this first one for their first. So this should be the 3rd round for... oh, hello. Hi. Yes.
Shock that.
Yeah. Little 2 VS and Owen having a little moment here over on the heaven side.
Pretty intimate with Omen and so. You know, actually quite excited to for our Riot Games to release the origins of all our agents. Because as far as I know, there aren't any origin stories yet for all of them, right?
I think there's a little bit of lore coming into them, like the Raze base and everything. If you really dive deep into it, you'll start getting that. Yeah, these little tips and tricks of their
but
stories.
the thing is, well, coming from League, everyone's got an established story there going into most of the champions. But here in Valorant, they haven't released it yet, right? None of we're not like we don't even know what Omen is, right? I'm excited to see that to come out, but I'm more excited how this round is gonna pan out for Alay as they push up once more. Owen with that hero vandal doesn't get anything out of it. It's BS now all alone with that assault rifle, and Ray, of course, Bucky at hand down in Octagon. Everyone's steering clear as of now for Zone 8, but if they push up B, this might prove to be their doom.
Spikes here.
Looking like it's gonna be another Zone 8 default. I'll give you one better datum. You call this Octagon, but why do other people call it Garden? It's not technically it's not an Octagon, right? It's more of a garden.
People call it Garden because that's what it's called in the map.
It doesn't have 8 sides. Right? Here we go, the push happening on this A side as Dev pulls out the ultimate, the overdrive, only getting 1 though. Poker Face immediately trades him away. And it's all down to VS. He's the man with the buff, and he only gets Watermelon down to half HP. Watermelon will finish him off. Ray Force left alone with the save of the Vandal and a Showstopper to play with, and the full shields. We never know what this guy can do.
Yeah, he's gonna try nonetheless. Let's have the bank built up anyway, but everyone knows where he's gonna come from. Trucks the page, a beautiful movement. Fancy feet from Ray Z, but just got 4 people to watch out for. And so much utility working on against him. So he's not gonna activate the Showstopper anytime soon. This time slowly has been taken away. So will his health bar be. Getting shut down quite easily off of that Ferrari peak right there. And 4-1 is the scoreline, and I think again it's not because it's called Octagon because it's got 8 sides necessarily, but I think it's a reference to the state building of the US, Octagon. So it's kind of like a tribute.
I'm Asian. I don't
me
really,
too. But
I don't know Asia. I don't know the US states, man. That's
no, just the building, the Octagon building, like the government-owned building. You know, the Octagon. Maybe that's why it's called that.
I might be living under a rock here.
But the thing is, I'll give you another one here again. Why is hookah called hookah?
It's a hookah.
What the heck is a hookah?
It's a hookah. I can't. You're gonna have to Google that up. I don't really have time to explain to you what a hookah is. But if you go into that room is something you call a hookah in real life. So you're just gonna have to open up images. I don't know, maybe Observer can show us a little image of a hookah.
Looked up hookah and it says water pipes that are used to smoke, especially made tobacco.
Not that. Yeah, I guess technically yes, but more of that. Look into more of that. The room of it itself. They removed it here in Valorant. They used to have it as well, but you know, Zone 8 is playing a very slow default, so we're just gonna be having a little bit of a podcast later and there. Ray Force does spot the head of Watermelon. He puts him down to 26 HP. The tags there, Paint Shell might finish him off. There we go. They clear up the hookah side. Zone 8 playing a little too slow, but Team Alay is all for it because they're on the defense. They can wait all their time.
Yeah, 4 versus 5 now. No one from Alay is actually pushing up. And they're slowly adapting to the playstyle of Zone
30 seconds left.
Very beautifully very beautifully done right there, Dev. Shutting down that push from Tim Tam. Owen answers back 2-4 now. 2 versus 4 now, rather. The zone 8. Well, Spike is all the way down, making its way from A short down into.
That.
Spike
10 seconds left.
A kill for
Last
Wooden
player
Tesla.
standing.
6 seconds left, and Zenny is all the way down, still in Luka. 4 seconds left, no time at all. Blast in, Ray for explosive place again from the Rays. Didn't even have to use the showstopper there.
Yeah, the amazing flights, the Ray 4C, the TikTok of the Rays, showcasing his skills here in the bind map. Bind small map with lots of corners as well, not to mention. Next round, though, is going to be a crucial round for both of these teams because it's going to be the make it or break it round. Whether Zone 8 will continue this pattern and win 2 more rounds before Team Alay will win 1, or will Team Alay finally break that curse and give it to them now, another round for them. Let's see, because Watermelon, very interesting, picking up the judge, and Blade is on the ready. They might play a faster one here over on the A.
Poker Ray face.
Ooh, nice recon.
Gets spotted out again by the default. Up. So, oh, actually, Hunter Fury used it blindly. So, Poker Ray banking on
On my mark.
well, basically faith
There.
right there. Doesn't get any tags at all. Owen is the one to pick up Watermelon down in short. A site, a lot of noise being made by both teams, but Zone 8, they're looking undeterred despite losing one member already. They've already committed an ult as well. You have the orbital strike to work with to clear some of those angles, but it's Poker Ray using just his aim to clear out showers entirely, single-handedly. But now it's the blast back. It's a showstopper. Ray 4C sacrifices himself for the 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, trying to equalize whatever he can, but now it's a 2 versus 3 for both these teams. Owen's got the ultimate. There goes being used now. Wooden Tesla being forced out because of the orbital strike, but he is the Cypher. He's slowing down the Sentinel. He's slowing down the information little by little. There you go, getting the shot of the second as well, making the third. But Zenny will shut him down. Zenny's not sure where Owen landed his from the shadows, and perfect timing for him. He gets the angle right. It's going to be the round and the curse broken of the pattern for Team Alay.
Yeah, Tesla with the site hold. They didn't have any info. They thought site was clear because of the orbital strike, and then elbow was shut off by the barrier orb, but not accounting for that little pocket down in B site in front of Tube.
Oh.
That's why Tim Tam was he's recovering the dart. Not ready for that push from Wooden Tesla. Again, the side hold. Beautiful for Wooden Tesla as he picks up all
You
the
want to
sentinels,
play? Let's play.
leaving, well, Zenny all alone. And now, 3-4 is the scoreline. Alay trailing by just 1. They're making each round super, super hard for Zone 8.
Ray 4C spotting the defense, the offense coming out from Zenny as well from that middle. But that's it. That's all the defaults been happening. They are pinging up this A long side. They will be pushing up, looking for some map control, giving him the orb as well. That puts him one more closer to his ultimate for the side of VS. Here comes the shots. Dev will try to push up a little bit more. Let's see if he can try to find a frag, but finally he will be backing up again. They need every single member alive here for this defense. Speaking of defense.
Yeah. Yeah, we were going for something there.
I was gonna ask you that little spot on A, but I feel like the action's about to start, so.
Enemy mark.
You're absolutely right on that. A Poker Ray face. This time it's Owen once more to open things up down in A short, and again it's Watermelon to go down. No more duelists for the side of Zone 8, so it's gonna be so hard for them to secure this spot. Dev falls despite the Paranoia aiding him. Owen from above.
You will not kill
One
my
HP
ally.
left on that Sage. Panel 4 in the nick of time gets that resurrect up. Gotta be careful of this tour de force though, as now VS just dodges that bullet by a second. Picks up that one before going back in, and Ray 4C goes massive. Looks for the Ray transfer, and he gets it. VS shuts it down with courtesy of the blast back play of Ray. And 4-4, Alay, they equalize the score.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was a nice back and forth play coming up from both of these teams, but it's Team Alay comes out on top with more abilities on the ready on their side as they push it up here. Zone 8 will be forced up into maybe... Oh, actually, they will be able to buy up here for this next one. So that was just sort of a half by coming up from them, but Team Alay have now equalized the score 4-4. So going back to Tatum, what would you call that little area on the A side? We know everyone is controversial on this spot, whether it's Pocket, Cubby, or something.
call it pocket because well, Cubby is the one in short,
Yeah,
right? The one in
right.
short, so I call it pocket. But I heard some people that call it like double box.
Yeah, I call it
Was
double
it you?
box.
Yeah,
I call it
double
double
box. But
It's a double box.
yeah, that's true. That is true. I think I heard someone call it high box as well, cause
What?
yeah, cause it's a box that's tall. It's a high box.
It's
I guess.
not 3 times tall. I mean,
But it's like tall, man. It's like taller than you, taller than the agent. So VS.
oh wow.
They're pushing up once more, and this time Zone 8, they're not ready for it. The defaults. And well, for the most part, PokerAyface has been keeping Showers in check. So Dev, when he spots that PokerAy wasn't in that spot, calls on the reinforcements. That is VS. One kill
Satchel up.
Ray for C before Dark Cover goes down, picks up Watermelon, and now it's the assault that's faltering from Zone 8. This PokerAyface down to 48. Battle 4. Gets spotted out by that cage as well. PokerAy going massive with the Phantom. Again, Owen. Nice
One
hold.
enemy remaining.
Everyone
Spike
takes
down
this
B.
round. PokerAy, 48 health. What can you do against this onslaught? Just the, it's blind as well. VS picks up the kill. Blind on the Hunter's Fury. Man, and
Yep.
PokerAy has been an absolute menace these games. But when everyone from or this game rather, but when everyone from Alay gangs up on him, there's just not a lot that Zone 8 can do to counter.
Some amazing positioning as well, hiding behind the green box for Owen. Spotting the. This is what's awkward when you're playing a Sage. It's one of the easiest character figures to take out because of how tall Sage's hairline, ponytail, goes up. So you always see it on top of some sort of box or corner before you even spot the others in play. Here we go. It's going to be another eco round half buy for Zone 8. Watermelon does have enough to buy up a Phantom and Light Shields before coming into that next one. So let's see if he can find anything out of this rifle. Of course, they know that they've always been pushing up this A-long side, shower side for Team Alay side, but this time around, they've changed up their pace. They've already gotten the ultimate and used up last round for VS. They're not going to be charging it anytime soon.
Watermelon hero buy. Showers. Thankfully enough for Dev. Doesn't push this up this time around. Oh. Zed gets spotted, and he spots Watermelon too, so he's almost for sure going for the peek here. But he's got no idea that everyone
feeling
is
ready.
there from Zone 8. Easily capitalizes on Zone
Spike
8.
planted.
VS doesn't know that there's a barrier orb right there, so it doesn't get the spam quite off. He does get this one against Spano 4. Down to 50 health, but the shock darts are there to his avail, and he doesn't give that upgrade away. Ray and Owen pick one up a piece.
One
Ray
enemy
from
remaining.
behind just instantly takes control of Shower. Tim Sam all to secure this round. But Ray for the 3K and the 6 line or the 6 score line for Alay. 2 ahead they put themselves in.
Yeah, Zone 8 are going to be happy with the outcome of that match. Beautiful entry with that drone distracting Dev and easily taking out the head. But at the same time, a taste of your own medicine as Ray 4C distracted Watermelon with the boom bot before taking him out in the shower side. With that much bank damage, so now it won't be enough for Team Alay. They will still be able to buy up maybe an extra round, but the money for Dev will be down below 1k credits, while the rest of Zone 8 will be able to buy up soon now for this buy round. They have a showstopper on Ray 4C, and he's looking like he's going to be aggressive here. Let's see if... Wow, the timing here and the wall bang. They do tag each other, but there's more of a tag onto Ray 4C.
Loving the adaptation so far for Team Alay. I mean, they've, of course, been
Ray
ahead
4C.
for the latter part of this first half. But they're not being as aggressive as they were before. They're playing with a little bit more finesse, is what I would like to call it. It's working out so well for them. Now, Hunter's Fury again blind for PokerAy. Doesn't find anything out of it at all.
No push coming out to cover for it as well. No chime in for any of their abilities. It's just a blind solo Hunter's Fury every single time. Right now, let's see what else they can do about it. Ray4C was on top of a high box earlier. I was excited to see if he'll make a play, but you realize no players from Zone 8 are close up to that B side. Looking like it's going to be the A push for them. This recon bolt might spot a lot, but they break it just in time. VS knows the angles, tries to go for the tap away. They're able to back off, and Watermelon's already on the position with the lamp side and finishes it off. Ray4C with the
my gosh.
showstopper. He's walking with it.
Yeah, it's not something you
30
can say
seconds
at
left.
all. I guess that's the point.
Oh, the slow and the
Here's
fire.
the sound cue from behind. Tim Tam ready for this, but Ray4C just holding the angle. 11 health, and he's still
Last player
doing a
standing.
lot of the damage here at the cost of all of his teammates, actually. His plan finally going to come through. There's just no way, right? No way Ray4C pulls this off.
Yeah, it's just way too difficult to do. They will have somewhat of a buy coming out this next one, but at the same time, Zone 8 will be happy to live with 3 members still up and running for them. They need to make sure they don't lose any more, so they still have a nice full buy coming up this next round, which will be the last round, not to mention Ray4C getting a nice lead against Poker Face, but the crossfire should be there. There we go, an easy takeout for them. 6-5 is the score, still in favor of Team Alay, but Zone 8 is looking
Last
to
round
equalize.
before the switch.
I got hungry when you said takeout.
Actually, I got hungry myself. My stomach was rumbled as soon as I said it as well.
I would love some Chinese right now. You know, some noodles.
Chinese.
Yeah.
It's,
Why?
It's like the middle of the night. It's the evening right now, and the timeout has
Yeah.
been activated, by Team Alay. They need to make sure they secure this round because they don't have a nice buy.
Wait
What?
here again. What's your problem with Chinese at night?
Yeah, it's evening, and man, you're gonna get fat.
Yeah, I know, but
You're gonna gain some, not fat. Okay, I'm sorry for the word, but you're gonna gain some weight if you're gonna eat a lot in the evening.
I don't mind. I mean, it depends on how much you eat, of course. But some noodle. I mean, imagine here with me for a sec. Fancy me for a sec. Imagine some noodles and then some stir-fried noodles. It's got some shrimp, then
I'm
like
a-
scallions.
You lost me at shrimp. I'm allergic to shrimp.
Oh, well, sucks to be you, but anyway. Anyway, we're getting back into the game right now. A bit of a tactical pause right here for Owen and the gang as they do still they're actually still ahead by 1 round, but it's the last round of the half, which means they have to force everything up right now. And Dev does have the laser beam Marino of death on that neon up and running.
No more.
Activated as of yet. That's Poker Ray face. Good for the first touch again down in showers. Taking control of that area. But from behind, they're actually getting ulted up. They don't hear the sound cue. Poker Ray, mid-owl drone. He's pushing up. They don't have no clue that from behind them is where the Omen is. Owen. And now it's BS to pick up Poker Ray from behind. Owen doesn't get anything actually out of it, actually. But Tim Tam against Neon. Dev slides right in, takes one out, goes back on out. At the end of the day, when the chaos settles, it's 3 versus 3 here again.
That was very unfortunate for Owen. He smoked himself off when he made that from the shadows. It was to cover himself, but that cover actually worked onto the favor of Zone 8 because now they didn't have to worry of someone shooting them from behind because he had to sneak up to them through that smoke first. Here we go now. Might be a B push now for Zone 8 as Watermelon's looking to see if there's anyone holding out from the B side, but they should know that Wooden Tesla is always anchored on this side and will always be happy to try and slow you guys
30
down. Here we
seconds
go.
left.
Cage over being triggered, but ooh, beautiful read coming up from Zenny using up the Obro strike. That brings Wooden Tesla out and actually on top of the wall as well.
At least he survives
Spike
off of that, but
planted.
like you said, beautiful read on Gerbil's strike. This time hitting its mark, contrary to last time, but Watermelon, just not quite so. He falls to Wooden Tesla again, and they weren't accounting for the fact that Wooden Tesla must have slid off to CT. Trying to clear up that angle, but wasn't able to. Oh, here we go,
One
Dev
enemy
going
remaining.
nuclear again with that ult, and he's just gonna pick up Zanny without contest. And Alay 7-5 is the scoreline, 2 ahead as we go into the second half.
Yeah, it was looking good for Zone 8 for the start there. As we see, Poker Face has been on his A game throughout this map, getting his first bloods, getting the double frags as well.
Switching
Maybe
sides.
not so much on the Hunter's Fury, but the aim, the precision is there, and it has been shutting Team Ally down a lot. But as soon as they take him out, and Watermelon as well, the rest of the gang from Zone 8, they are able to easily secure up the rest of the site. So now coming into the second half, it's time to see Ray 4C and Dev, the duelists, the Rays and the Neon on the offense.
Makes you wonder if they're gonna go back again to their roots where they're just so explosive, never goes for the defaults and just rushes every time in. Considering how much they've changed their playstyle on the defense. But it seems like yes, the answer is yes. They're gonna stick to their roots because it's an ace stack or a short stack right now. So actually, here we go. Dev going in, running in. Gets spotted out by the recon, but doesn't really care that much.
Silence.
Ray face gets right-clicked by the jumping Ray 4C. That opens up a side with the beautiful utility of the dark covers as well. But unfortunately, Ray does no more shot off. And now everyone's here from Zone 8.
Yeah, they don't have the powerful cover as Sage would bring to you in your hands, but now it's VS. Maybe one to the left. Since that's bad, Lambos had to look at the corner first. Because of that, VS gets a beautiful timing right and gets an easy plant in. So now they double back, double dip into this A side. Rikabot and Aldrin has all been exhausted to try and clear up this site. And they will get the plant up. It's now post plant for Zone 8.
Yeah, actually, really good positioning right there for Ray. They didn't know that Ray was still in there to try the rotate need to come through for Zone 8. But now, this retake happening all too quickly for Alay as two of their members fall unanswered for. And this time, VS, you can't get
Last
those
player
lineups
standing.
because of the very orb, but he still
Last
gets one
player
at the end of
standing.
things, leaving him in a 1 versus 1 between him and Daniel.
Don't worry, you're with me.
Yes, so consistent in the post plants.
This is Santo buff, man. What an insane play coming out from VS. Getting that just flying shock that the geography was there. There was no lineup. He just chucked that shock dart all through the air, lobbed it across, gets the shot in, takes out Watermelon as well in the process, and then onto Zenny. Unfortunately, Zenny was unable to recover his weapon out in time, and just VS showing us the magic, getting that 4K first round, saving the day for Team Ally.
Solves in a pretty good spot right now. We're 2 rounds away from securing double digits. Just gonna casually walk into sight courtesy of that double wall from Dev. Tim Tam still here, but gonna deny the rendezvous out. Ray just gets peeked by Owen, and now Ray 4C might be going massive here, but that's off a shorty from Battle and
remaining.
Watermelon will be able to secure that, but at the cost of everything. 9 to 5, and VS actually unfortunate circumstance right there, but no matter. They still have enough bank to work with it.
Yeah. Neon may be the shocker of the team, but it's not enough for the shock darts of that Sova. So VS will be able to take up an extra kill from his teammates. That's Dev. And that puts Dev on a light shield now because of that, with just the Vandal in play. And now we will see again Ray 4C picking up the Judge once more, and looking like they'll be changing the pace here. Looking like they're going to be pushing up this B side instead. Zone 8 are prepared this time for it. They've hunkered down 3 of their members, and they might get an early information here.
I wouldn't know about changing the pace because they're still rushing in. Right.
Scanning ahead.
Of course, the main difference now is that Dev only has the Sheriff. What? Hey, has the Judge, gets 2 from the get-go. Panel 4 will be there to trade him out down from Hookah. But that's about it. Plant still in the works here for Alay as they secure themselves their spots for the post-plant.
Yes, it may be the buy round for Zone 8, but it's crumbling right now because of just the explosiveness of Team Ally. Pokerface, again, let's not count him out just yet. He is the man with the shot so far in this team, so he's the star player. 18 frags to his name, looking for the 19. There we go, that's 19. One as a falls from elbows, looking to double back onto this side, getting some cover
One enemy
for Pano
remaining.
4, as Pano 4 gets the shot onto Owen as well. It's all down to VS now, but it's such a tall order. He will finally fall. Man, I just have to give credit to Ray 4C's entry there. Zone 8 was able to get the retake on the side, so they will finally secure this round despite this being just the bonus. It's telegraphed, but absolutely very beautiful cleanup.
Yeah, Poker Ray. Beautiful off of that, getting, well, kills after kills and not getting traded out. That's essentially what saved the round for Zone 8. But in the grand scheme of things, in my opinion, the better strategy off of that was, of course, that of Team Allies. As you mentioned, the entry was so beautiful, going for the telegraphed, or rather synchronized push, and Dev and Ray just confuses the members of Zone 8. Where are they going to aim? That rewards them of the site. Of course, Zone 8. Retake from both Ray,
Revealing
Fade,
area.
and the rest of the gang.
Go again.
Deal with it. Here we go. Ray 4C not slowing down anytime soon, but this time he gets shut down by Tim Tam.
Yep, he's got the plays, he's got the flights and the clips, but that's as far as he goes as Tim Tam Spam Lamb finally shuts him down. Here we go. 2 members left on Zone 8 here in B side, but actually Pano 4 might opt for the retake. The rotations, he gets blinded by the paranoia as well. It leaves Zenny left alone now. He might get the shot and is hiding behind Garden, but Dev checks the corner. It's going to be a free side for them, or is it? Because Twizzler was slowed down by that barrier, or finally he will be pushing it up here. It's just a force buy from Team Ally. Pano 4 gets a nice shot to Owen, but Dev trades
Spike
him out.
planted.
Watermelon down from CT along with Tim Tam right now. Remember, only has the Guardian to work with, but now everyone's positioned up, hunkered down in B long. This is a liberty that Ally did not have in the last round because Poker Ray just didn't allow them, but the positioning is there, the lineups are there. Dev slides in for a single kill. Tim Tam is next on the chopping block. Dev dodges the bullet and he's still going ham. BS shuts it down, and again the coordination. It's like Dev is like, he's like the body bag he throws himself in while the rest of his team aims in for the kill. And the coordination right there from Team Allied secures them their 10th round.
I love how Dev uses up the high gear from Neon, the basic skill that you can use to just distract the frag, distract Zone 8 from their crosshairs because of how fast Neon can run around and jump peek any of their angles. Enough time for the rest of Team Ally to give in and gets the shot in.
Because of that, Zone 8 again back on the Sheriffs. Watermelon.
Revealing
What's
area.
happening, Shorty? This might
Nowhere
be
to
scary
run.
right here. Don't get
Okay.
that thing for C secures a kill out of the Shorty, so now that's gone. Still against them are the Sheriffs. Panel 4. Good with the dink. That's about
Player
it.
standing.
They stopped the plant,
Spike
but now it's a
down
1
A.
versus 3. Zenny all alone on this post plant. Does have some smokes to work with, but he doesn't even get the shot off against them. He's just been monstrosity with the movement. 11-6, and Team Ally are 1 away from securing match point.
It is insane, man. The footstep coming out from Dev as well. If you're watching his perspective, he double dipped and triple dipped, in fact, to take out Pano 4 with only 1 bullet left because he knows he got the information from his team member Ray 4C that he was 1 shot left. Just the amount of communication coming out from Team Ally to push up these sites is insane right now. And oh, datum, it's another gun here that you absolutely love when it's held by a specific player.
Is it the op? Yeah, it's the op.
Somebody out.
Owen
Actually,
with
they didn't go for the judge here, guys. So it's the op from Omen. He's going to hold on to. So this time, I wouldn't expect any dark cover shenanigans unless
Satchel out. Satchel out.
put some magic. That would work with
Yeah.
it. Ray 4C gets shut down for getting anything in the movement from them. Gets shut down too for Zenny. So now it's a 3 versus 5. And Ally, they invested everything in the top round with that op. And Owen misses the shot. Oh, disaster! And Woody Tesla uses that neural theft as well for the info, but is he gonna get the skill against Watermelon? Yes, FPS. Down from Hookah! Okay, good
Spike
for 1,
down,
but that
B.
spike gonna be left in Nomad's land as Wooden Tesla is on the other side of the world, the map here.
Facing each other, and Poker Face with the angle will be shutting Wooden Tesla out. Almost a little awkward, especially very good, nice start for Zone 8. Taking out Ray 4C and Dev at the start of that round. They were unable to collaborate with each other, and they were just not expecting 2 players holding down that B long. So good read coming out from Zone 8, and they will still be able to save up enough of their rifles. Watermelon almost opting for that judge, but will be just the Spectre in play this time around, slowly closing up the gap against Team Ally. Team Ally seems to be half-bide right now, and it's going to be the judge for Ray 4C.
Scanning ahead.
So I'd expect Blast Pack 2 coming through right about now. Upshot missing that means that, yep, that's not going in. They actually,
Oh, no!
this is a defensively just not enough time to work with Ray Falls
Shock it.
against Poker Ray.
This way.
Remember, it's the eco, but they're still inching forward with those walls. VS going for the plant, but gotta be careful because time is ticking out. And there you go,
Down
Tap. The
A.
crossfire is right there. From behind, Pan gets
Last
ghosted
player
away,
standing.
but still alive now.
Cage-
1
cage
vs 5 with a
triggered.
Tesla from Showers. Well, how much can you do with just the ghosts and heavy shields?
Yes, what an insane round coming out from Zone 8 there. Just beautiful hold and defense. They turtled on that A side. And as well as Dev were pulled out his overdrive as well. And then he got taken out immediately by Zone 8's crossfire. 11-7 is the current score. It should be 11-8 very soon here. One of Tesla just seeing what he can find here. He has the heavy shields. He could technically save this up and buy a rifle this next round anyway. But
my
let's
eyes are
see if he can
down.
find and take out the rifle. But Panel 4 with
30
the
seconds
angle
left.
puts the shield down and all his HP to 0. So that will be the flawless round for Zone 8. And coming up, this next one is going to be the buy round for Team Alay. Let's see if they can finally get to that match point because Zone 8 is inching it in.
It's it's a doubly heavy task, I would say, for the operators to come out against Alay. Because for one, yes, you've got to have the read on where they're gonna push, and for another, well, you got the dark cover and the double wall of the neon or the speedway from the neon. You have to
Fast lane.
counter, or, yeah. But that's the thing. When you have an op, it's so hard to find value against this type of composition. And now, just the first regard, the op, the positioning is not there from the op from Tim.
Uh-oh.
He forces out that peek from that before Zenny just goes for that trade. The slide in! Dev doesn't get anything. Right for C thankfully is there for the
Last player
but
standing.
the judge
Spike
Watermelon
down
gets
B.
just about
One
two.
enemy remaining.
Now it's up against Ray 4C with 23 health. Tim Tam, what can you do? Will this be the plan here? Because, well, Ray 4C still got a minute to play with. Can go for the TP play. But instead, I think he's just looking for the 1 versus 1 first. Just baiting out the push from Tim Tam.
There we go. Team Time Spam Lam is not phased by this bait, but finally
Spike
Ray does
planted.
opt for it. Now the time is ticking on his favor. He has Showstopper as well to use. Okay, but the angle is there for him. Doesn't even have to use it. He will be able to save it that next round for the match point win if ever he plays
Match
for
point.
it. Try to see if the team wants the operator. No, they will stick with these Vandals. The buy is not there, completely there for Team Alay, while Zone 8 is sitting pretty comfortably here, especially with that almost an Odin buy from Watermelon, but he will opt back to that Phantom.
Still match point though for Team Alay, so all they have to do is secure 1 round. And I would argue that the lack of firepower is
blow
of course
something up.
compensated by the showstopper availability for Ray 4C. Only 2 members of the Spectre on that regard. It's still looking pretty good on this assault. Showstopper now activated. Lamps. Oh, look
They
at
found my
that.
trap.
Look at panel
Beautiful
4.
slow.
He's just bolting away.
That was a great slow coming out from Pano 4 just in time. Ray 4C could not bring out that showstopper to get some any more value. He didn't go for the side. And Devin Owen there will take it anyway. Ray 4C close up as well. Bladestorm has been exhausted. And Ray 4C will shut down the push.
Attackers
A
win.
flawless finish coming out from the team of Team Alay. They win the grand finals. Congratulations to them of the Week 3 KJC eSports Updraft.
There you have it, folks. Team Alay joining the ranks of the Updraft champions. They are your Week 3 champions. Big congratulations to Team Alay, of course, from Indonesia. But it was a valiant effort for Team 8, but Zone 8 rather. But again, Team Alay was just so explosive on both defense and offense. Just so much firepower, so much brute force, I would say, for Team Alay that got them to this point. And, well, that's it. Team Alay, they're your grand champions for this week.
Yep, it was a nice try, as you've mentioned, for Zone 8. Unfortunately, the adaptation was just not too quick enough because Team Alay was all over that map. So that pretty much ends our Week 3 for KJC Updraft. We still have a Week 4. Before we end that note, let's go ahead and give a special thank you to our sponsors, official gaming chair sponsor, Vertigear, and of course for the giveaway, Code Shop.
And of course, to our core organizer, Cyberports. And well, it's me, Datum, casting here today with again. See you guys again because a week 4 is just another around the corner. We have 8 fresh teams competing in the next one. Of course, streamed all the way from the quarterfinals into the grand finals. I think that's it if I haven't forgotten anything. Again, Datum here with again for KJC Esports Updraft. See you guys again next week.